Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Tarkov Elite TV. Today we are going over our skills of crafting and hideout management. You can see that I got crafting level 6 and hideout management level 5 at this time, with me being level 26. Now, I know I'm not a super high level, but we're still really early in the wipe, and with not playing a lot, I think 26 is a pretty good level to be at. But today I wanted to show you our crafting and our hideout management and the top things to use for profit, as well as to get your crafting skill and hideout management skill up the quickest. First off, I want to take a look at the Tarkov wiki and how to raise your crafting skill. So in the hideout, for everybody's reference, you get 1 point per every 8 hours of crafting, 2.5 points per completion of a unique craft, and a unique craft means a new craft that you've never crafted before. 1 point per craft upon the end of production for alternating between 2 different crafting recipes in the same module. And crafting a single recipe repeatedly in the same module will give you 0 points. With this stuff being said, we're looking for crafts that, yes, make a ton of profit, but we're also looking for quick crafts that are able to get 1 point for each craft ended at the end of production, and we can alternate back and forth through them. So here's my hideout. I'm not a max level on my hideout by no means. We have our Bitcoin farm, but we have a level 3 of everything besides the workbench. We still have at level 2. I don't have mechanic level 3 at this time. In order to get mechanic level 3, you have to be 30, so we're still waiting on that. With that being said, the best crafts that I've been running are the crafts that are under an hour that can still make either profit or are right at breaking even. With that being said, let's start out with the med station. In the med station, the best possible thing that you can craft in the med station is the pile of meds. With that, right now, they're running only at 9,999. They go up upwards to 15,000. I would look to sell around 14,000. A bottle of augmentation right now you can get for about 24 to 25,000. Never buy over 30,000. Bandages are very, very cheap, and the cheese is very, very cheap to purchase. And you get three pile of meds from that. Now my crafting time is 45 minutes and 50 seconds for this. It continues to go down based off of your crafting percentages. And then I like to alternate that with either the cheese, the one meds. Now this is not super profitable based off of how much meds cost to how much cheese costs, but I do run this because it's only a 21 minute, and then I can run this back again for the 3 meds. Remember, you have to alternate crafts every single time, so I usually do one of these, back and forth. I love to do this calic one. I love to do this calic craft as well. You're going to use calics no matter what if you're playing the game correctly and you get into the mid game. Calics are the best way to go for controlling heavy bleeds. And if you have one that you use down to 1, you can just use it with a pile of meds to get a new one for the crafting, and then you can able to sell that on the market and then repurchase them later from therapists, because they usually don't go under 17,000. It depends on what people are selling them for. But wow, that guy's a level 96. But with that being said, make sure that you use that craft too. If you have extra calics that aren't used, you can get them as found in raid and then sell them on the market. The other craft that is pretty good for the med station is the SJ6 Combulant Stimulant. It completely depends on the price of the SJ6. Right now they are going for about $62,000 to $65,000. With that being said, if you do craft these, it is an hour and 21 minutes. So I usually don't craft things that are over an hour while I'm on the game playing. You can usually get SJ1s for about 30,000. That's a pretty good price. Sometimes if you can get anything under 30,000, that's really good. Meds, you do get meds from craft while you're crafting the things up here, as well as if you just want to purchase meds. You can purchase meds for really cheap like they are right now, and then sell high. And the NaCl completely depends on the day, the time of day as well. They're usually 25,000 to even get down to 15,000 depending on the time. SJ6s are very, very good to sell, and if you want to keep them to use too, they're very, very good. Moving along to the nutrition unit. So I'm trying this Wilson cigarettes trade up, because I do want the points for the unique trade, which is 2.5 extra points for every unique trade. We saw that earlier. But remember, we're trying to alternate trades. The number one thing that I usually do run is the sugar craft, from the chocolate to the sugar, because sugar right now is not currently super expensive, but mid-wipe it goes absolutely insane. As you can tell, in my character, I do have a full box of sugar that is starting to pile up. I'm going to get a whole box here and save it for the future when we sell for $50,000 to $60,000. Another good thing that is a long trade to do is, in fact, the Hot Rod energy drink. Now, this is 11-hour craft. It's very, very good for overnight crafts. You usually can find water filters or have water filters from quests. The Bake Easies you can find pretty easily, or you just purchase for $20,000. You keep both of those, so remember that you get to keep reusing these once you buy them one time. The sugar, like I said, you can buy cheap now, but later on, the price does increase, or you can craft it. The canisters of purified water, you can either craft from Water Collector 3, and that's where I would use for this trade, or you just purchase them. They're actually down right now, which is very, very good price. I'm going to buy one right now for $155. That's a beautiful price. The coffee beans and the tea are $10,000 and $15,000 respectively. And you can sell these hot rods. I sell these hot rods at about 14 to 15,000, exactly what this guy's doing right here for 14,500 to make a little bit of profit. But mostly important is that crafting time while you're sleeping. It's very important to continue crafting to get that crafting skill up. With that being said, I run my generator 24/7, and I only run expeditionary fuel tanks, and I'll tell you why once we get to the lavatory. And the reason why we do that is, the reason why we always use the expeditionary fuel tanks is for the Mag's Case craft. The Mag's Case craft is a 4-hour and 39-minute craft currently for me because of my skill level. And it takes 4 bolts, 4 nuts. You can usually find bolts and nuts based off of when you play during the day. You can find 4 sets each pretty easily, so you don't have to buy off the market. And this is a nighttime craft that I like to do a lot for the lavatory. Magazine cases usually go for anywhere from $200,000 to $220,000. I usually put mine at about $214,000, $215,000, and they sell pretty quick. With that being said, in the lavatory, the very best trade that you can do right now for the lavatory is this fleece fabric trade up. If you have a sewing kit, you just get to reuse the sewing kit over and over again, and you can buy these beanies right off of Ragman for every 3 hours. I always buy those beanies at that price, never buy them higher, and you can start this craft. It's a 41-minute craft, and the fleece fabric, you get 2 of them. They usually go for about $15,000 to $13,000. That's about double your profit. That's a lot more than double your profit, actually. That's a big money maker. $8,000 to $14,000. That's about double your profit. And then I like to switch off. It completely depends on my short crafts. I usually switch off between this air filter. It depends on what the mass price is. If it's anything over $25,000, it's completely not worth the trade up. It's completely not worth the craft. The reason why I do this craft is because it is only 1 minute and 54 seconds. Now that's really, really nice for getting a ton of crafting XP points towards your skill. Otherwise, I do this Condor polymid fabric for these tactical bags, the sling bags. You can get them off Ragman again, or you can run the scav vest and the sewing kit, 3 scav vests for ripstock fabric. This goes for about $15,000 to $17,000 as well, and you get 2 of them. And you can get scav vests by purchasing them from Jaeger if you do the trade up by the Slickers barter that's on the market. I always do the Slickers barter. Never buy a scav vest for $26,000. I don't know why people do that. That doesn't make any sense. But I usually alternate between the fleece fabric, the polymid fabric, or the ripstop fabric. So we're going to put that in there right now and get it rolling. Last but not least, for me, on Workbench level 2, I'm currently running wires. Wires are one of the best things to run right now, just based off of their price. Power cords are a little bit expensive, and they were very expensive last week. They're still kind of expensive at $30,000. They were upwards to $40,000 last week. If you can find anything that's under $30,000, you kind of want to purchase these, because a bundle of wires right now is going for about $15,000 to $16,000, and you get 8 of them, which is absolutely insane for profit scales on this craft. The other thing that I do run is the PCB to the DVD to PCB craft. Now, this price of the PCBs were significantly higher about 5 or 6 days ago. It was about $14,000 to $18,000. the price dipped a lot, so I kind of stay away from this now. I do run the Nixer lens craft at night because it's about a 2-hour craft. I get my Wi-Fi cameras from the barter at Mechanic by using a power bank and ECs. And I craft the round pliers most of the time because these round pliers do go for about 15,000 and the yellow pliers go for about 10,000. And the crafting time on that's only about 14 minutes. It's a very good craft to flip around to get an extra crafting point and to flip back to another craft that's in your workbench. The one other craft that has been really big and been working recently is in fact the PM 9x18 84 round mag shift drum mag. This is, I think, like an 18-minute craft right now, and it's honestly a very cheap craft. The epoxy is 10,000. The drum mag's about, I don't know, the barter is for weapons parts or 17,000 for one mag. And this 9x18 drum mag goes for about 30 to 40,000, but it is an 18-minute craft. You do want to keep alternating your crafts because that's the most important thing to continue getting points for your crafting skill. And those are probably the best crafts that you can do right now for Tarkov and this patch. I know that I am a lower level with my workbench and my stations and stuff like that, so please let me know if there's any other crafts that you think may be better than this. We continue making videos on this about crafts and profits, as well as you're leveling up your skills within the hideout in the future here. I appreciate you guys watching so much. If you guys haven't already, drop a subscription. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. We're out.